Update on the Georgia trial. We have the appeal filed by Donald Trump was actually accepted to be heard on the 1st of October. This is the oral arguments of the appeal, basically to allow Fani Willis to stay on the case. That was brought from the whole investigation of the funny business between her and Wade, with short-term relationship, blah, blah, blah. It was proven that there was nothing wrong with it. She could stay on the case as long as she let go and fired Wade, which wasn't a problem. They both saw that coming, which would mean in this case, it would put the earliest beginning of the case in November or December. All right, because you've got about 30 days after that, which would mean we won't be hearing this until after the election. Now, the government on the Republican side has tried everything under the sun to delay this till after the election. They've obviously been successful in a number of ways, which is why they are right now trying to defund the offices of Alvin Bragg and defund the offices of Letitia James, and they're trying to basically criminally go after those two. Jim Jordan has set up another way to try and go after him, launch investigations on both of them and all that. This is all obviously to protect all the information in these cases from coming out. The problem is, with this RICO case, probably more importantly, is the depth of the pyramid, of the collusion, of the coordination, and all of the different people that were involved in making that happen. And the documents case is dangerous enough, and that just on its face is ridiculous. But the RICO case actually shows how far all of these people, senators, congresspeople, that were involved in this whole thing between this and J6. There's a lot of people involved. There are a lot of people in the Republican Party that do not want this evidence coming out because it implicates them too. And when they're implicated, they will be, unnamed co-conspirators, unindicted co-conspirators. That's what they are in this case. So none of them want this to come out. That's why they're fighting so hard to push this stuff. That's why the governor had to come up with a law so they have the power to fire her if it comes time for the trial. If the Republicans, the voters, can't recognize why they're fighting so hard to bury all this evidence and to make these cases go away, it has nothing to do with the presidency. Most of them will be implicated in these cases. Most of them will be criminally charged once the facts come out. That is why they're fighting so hard, people. It's not a keeping Donald Trump from being president. Obviously, they don't want to do that. But this affects all of them. They're all going down on this ship. So yeah, if they can save the ship, they're going to try and save the ship because they're on it. We just don't know how deep yet. That's why this is all happening. We need to put the big picture in all of our vision, all of our scope. This is about our country. This is about protecting our country and finding out the facts of who's doing what behind the scenes. Everyone's talking about a deep state and corrupt government and all the angered talking points from both sides, when in fact there is a deep state. There is a corrupt government, absolutely. And yes, the swamp does need to be drained. All of those talking points are accurate in theory. The direction's screwed up. The direction's off. These are legitimate cases. This is actual evidence with proven documentation backing it all up, with witnesses backing it all up. Innocent until proven guilty. Well, let that happen. And if you don't like a piece of evidence to come out, fight about that. But you are backing a candidate without caring about backing the evidence to protect our country. This RICO case is huge, which is why they're fighting so hard and throwing every delay tactic that they can have. They just subpoenaed her to go into Congress and testify in front of Jim Jordan, who's threatening her with jail for not answering a subpoena when he's on day 500 and something of not answering his subpoena to a congressional hearing about, January 6th, where that big family vacation died for the Red Hat crowd. Come on, people. We need to make sure that we vote blue all the way down. That is the only way all of this is going to end. All of this. You want to find out the truth, Republicans, you want to find out the truth, what's going on with these cases and with the Republicans you're voting for? Look at all the evidence, including those people, and then judge for yourself. Don't believe talking points, don't believe the media, look at the evidence and judge for yourself. You owe America at least that much. You owe this country at least that much. It's the bottom line. Don't you? Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We're all in this together. Recognize what you're actually doing. You are not protecting this country at all. By going along with all this, you should be demanding to see that evidence. Every American in this country should be demanding to see the evidence. People from all over the world should be demanding to see that evidence. Because that's what's best for America. Just saying.